Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good evening from the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for Great Plains Athletic Conference volleyball between the Dordt Defenders and the Northwestern Red Raiders. Today's pregame and postgame shows are brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. The Dordt Defenders come into today's contest licking their wounds. 1-7 overall, 0-2 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Northwestern entered play this weekend 9-0, 3-1 in the conference. They are currently 9-1 and 3-1 after a 3-2 loss last night to the Jamestown Jimmies. Good evening, everyone. My name's Mike Biker. I will be describing the action to you as it unfolds in front of me here at the DeWitt Gym. We are located in the balcony area of the DeWitt Gym, and we are just about set for volleyball between Dordt and Northwestern. Let's take a 2-minute timeout, and when we are back, we will check in with how these teams have arrived at this point of their season. Right after this 2-minute timeout, you're listening to Dordt Volleyball on KIHK and watching the Dordt Media Network. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Welcome to the American State Bank Sports Complex. Let me show you around. So right now we are in the spacious head house of the complex. On my left here we have the concession stand, and then on my right here we have a seating area, whether that's for students, spectators, or fans to come and enjoy before and in between games. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Dome. In the Dome, we have the space available for 2 full-size softball fields. However, this space is also utilized by the football, baseball, and soccer teams, as well as for other various athletic events. So the Dome has impacted the softball team in a variety of ways. First, we used to practice during the winter months over in the rec center, but the limited space availability never really allowed us to hit our full potential, whereas in here, we can fit 2 full-size softball fields. We're also able to start games much earlier in the season. We have a range of equipment available here at the Dome, whether it's the batting cages, the soccer goals, or even a field goal available for the football team. It's a huge opportunity to have the space available to practice in the off-season, especially for our outdoor athletic teams. Another great thing about the American State Bank Sports Complex is that it's not just for Dordt athletes. It's for the entire community, whether that's high school soccer leagues, open turf time, or even a space for intramurals. The American State Bank Sports Complex will change not only how we practice as Dordt athletes, but also how we interact with the community as a whole. Thanks for letting me take you on a little tour. Hope you stop by soon.
This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking at
Doctor's at 2.3. Terrence Sparks is at 2.7. Campbell Marshall, Sophie Johnson is averaging 7.4 assists percent, while McKenna Koima is at 5.3 digs, and Macy Kamler is at 7 service aces for the season to lead the defenders in that category. The defenders have lost 2 in a row since a win over Mount Mercy 1 week ago today. For the Northwestern Red Raiders, they enter play 9-1. They have lost 1 game in a row. They lost to Jamestown last night 3-2. They are averaging 13 kills per set with 8.3 kills per set by opponents. They also have 79 ace serves this season. They've given up 17 ace serves by opponents. The defenders get 16 digs per set. They allow 14 digs per outing. And Northwestern is averaging 3.2 points per set off of blocks. Jaslyn Dahan is at 4.5 kills per outing. Allison Dexter is at 3.1. Savon Sturk 1.6. Xavier Metzger is at 1.96 blocks per set. Liv Reitzma puts up 6.5 assists per set. Logan Miller's at 3.7 assists for the Northwestern Red Raiders. And Olivia Granster is at 5.11 digs per outing. The Dordt defenders and Northwestern Red Raiders going through their warm-ups. We will be back with more on our Wireless World pregame show right after this. 1 digs per outing. Briley Schweer is a 5'10 sophomore from Alt, Colorado, averaging 1.7 kills per outing. Terrence Sparks is a 5'11 freshman from Wilmot, Minnesota, averaging 2.7 kills per set. For Northwestern, Olivia Granstra is a junior from Sheldon, averaging 5.1 digs. Logan Miller and Liv Reitzma split the setting chores, 3.7 assists and 6.5 assists per set, respectively. Miller's 5'7", Reitzma's 5'8". Jaslyn DeHaan is an outside attacker from Orange City, averaging 4.5 kills per set. Allison Dexter is a 6-foot junior from Urbandale, averaging 3.1 assists kills per set. Siobhan Sturck is a 5'9 junior from Linden, Washington, averaging 1.6 kills per outing. And you have Xavier Metzger, a 6'1 sophomore from Larchwood, Iowa, averaging 1.2 kills per set. Those are the players you'll be hearing about. Dordt is coached by Jackie Smith. Northwestern is coached by Kyle Vandenbosch. Dordt is in their black jerseys, Northwestern in their white jerseys. We are just about set for our lineups. So let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of tonight's contest right after this 2-minute timeout.
Hello, fans of Defender Sports. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a friend or family member of a player or coach, or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But going into each and every game, there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has, and that's a game plan. If these players and coaches are willing to put this much time into planning for a game, how much more important is putting together a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, but if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, we've been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things more important than finances, while being good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to their care. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media. Check out our podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or your favorite podcast app, or schedule a complimentary meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you.
We are just about set for volleyball between the Dordt Defenders and the Northwestern Red Raiders. Let's take a look at what has happened so far on the Dordt University campus today. Cross country earlier today. Dordt placed second in a pair of events hosted by the Dordt University Defenders. Women's cross country, the women's team placed second to the University of Sioux Falls. The men also placed second to the University of Sioux Falls on earlier this morning. Football team victorious earlier today, 49-20 over the Mount Marty Lancers. And the Defenders, led by good overall defensive effort, had a little bit of a let up in the fourth quarter, but win it by a final of 49-20. And the Defender football team moves to 2-0 this season. Other GPAC scores in conference football action. Concordia came from behind to defeat Jamestown on the road 27-23. Midland over Briar Cliff 56-14. It was Morningside was a winner earlier today as well, as they got the win over the Hastings College Broncos. Last night in action, Northwestern loses to Jamestown in 5. Northwestern won sets 3 and 4, 25-17, 25-16 to force set 5, but lose that one 15-7. The Raiders were led in that one by Allison Dexter with 17 kills. Jaslyn DeHaan had 15. For Dordt in their most recent action, they played on Wednesday and they lost to Dakota Wesleyan in Mitchell, South Dakota, 3-1. The defenders, pretty balanced attack led by Riley Donhofer. As Riley Donhofer ended up leading the defenders with 15 kills. And then it was Briley Schweer with 7. Terrence Sparts, Peyton Donhofer, and Ellie Doctor had 6 kills apiece. Dordt will be receiving the first serve. Northwestern's Liv Reitzma will be serving. I beg your pardon. Everybody was lined up as if Northwestern was going to serve, and turns out it'll be Dordt serving. And Sophie Johnson with service, the 5'8 junior from Hendricks, Minnesota. And we are set for volleyball. Johnson, serve, catches the tape, falls back onto the Dordt side, and Northwestern leads 1-0. 1-0 our score. Allison Dexter is serving. Dordt will receive. Lydia Van Clay, McKenna Koima, back for serve receive, taken by Koima. Push to the middle, tap to the sideline by Ellie Doctor, and they'll get a busted point, will the Dordt defenders, as Northwestern's unable to return it. Doctor with the delayed kill, and the Dordt defenders have tied it up 1-1. 1-1 our score. Maddie Viss with service. And Maddie Viss with her serve, taken by Granstrom, middle back. Northwestern attacking, set right side, and hitting it long and off of the back line, not out of bounds, is Savon Sturck. So Sturck sends it long and out of bounds. And serving for the defenders again will be Maddie Viss. Controlled by DeHaan, set back to DeHaan. DeHaan through the block for the kill. So Jaslyn DeHaan with the kill. And serving will be Emmy Wedgbury. Wedgbury to serve with our score tied 2-2. Controlled by Sparts. Gets it over to Johnson. Back to Sparts into the block. Pushed back over by Brooklyn Lusink. Pushed back by Northwestern. Doctor with a roll shot. Covered by Northwestern. Set goes outside to DeHaan. DeHaan off of the tape and out of bounds. Point defenders. So an attack error by Jaslyn DeHaan. And McKenna Koima has service. McKenna Koima serving with the defenders. Leading 3-2. And the serve is short, taken by DeHaan. Set push back to DeHaan. DeHaan off the top of the block, saved by Sparts off the contact. Set back to the middle and blocked on the play was Bradley Schweer. We're tied 3-3. 3-3 our score. So that was Liv Reitzma who is setting for Northwestern, and now checking in will be Logan Miller. She'll set the other half of the rotation. She'll serve now. Taken by Maddie Viss. Controlled. Johnson, right side. Doctor cuts it. Cross court. Kill. Dordt with a 4-3 lead. 4-3 our score. And serving for the defenders would be Macy Kamler. Kamler's service on the way. And Kamler's serve taken by Granstra. An overpass pushed down by Schweer. Point defenders. So Schweer with the kill. Doctor's got a couple of kills already for the defenders. That's Schweer's first. Sophie Johnson with a couple of assists. Served by Kamler. Controlled. Here comes Northwestern. Bump set outside. Goes to DeHaan. DeHaan dug by Koima. Set goes outside Sparts. Sparts down the line, kill. So Sparts with the kill. Dordt leads 6-3. And Terrence Sparts will continue to occupy the outside position. Macy Kamler with service, and that'll go as an ace. So service ace for Kamler. And the defenders trail 7-3. Lead 7-3. Northwestern receiving. Short serve taken by Hedgeck. Controlled. Here's the set outside to DeHaan. DeHaan with the kill, and DeHaan Dordt tracks after it into the bleachers, but they run out of space. And serving now for Northwestern will be Jaslyn DeHaan. DeHaan, a junior from Orange City. Played a year at Wayne State, transferred and played last season. Service error by DeHaan. Dordt leads 8-4. Eight to 4 our score. Lydia Van Clay serving. Van Clay, a 5'5 sophomore from Sioux Center. And Van Clay to line it up and send it over. Her short serve controlled by DeHaan, and a double contact called on the Raiders and Logan Miller. So Miller called for the gets called for the double. 9-4 defenders. So Dordt out of the chute quickly here. 9-4 our score. Van Clay serve taken by Granstra. Outside it goes to Dexter. Dexter with a kill. So 9-5 our score. Dexter with the swing and the kill, and they go outside. Sophie Johnson stationed there defensively for the defenders on the blocking. Serve controlled by Kamler. Outside, Donhofer off high hand, saved by Granstra, kept it alive. Miller unable to get to it. Point Dordt. Northwestern trails 10-5. 10-5 our score. Schweer serving. Defenders up by 5 in set number 1. Taken by DeHaan. Outside it goes. Dexter. Dexter off the swing. Dug by Schweer. Point Northwestern. So Northwestern grabs a point. They trail by 4. Serving will be Liv Reitzma. And her serve, short, controlled. Johnson, right side, loosing, tip. Saved by Northwestern. Miller gets it back over to Dexter. Dug by Koima, back left corner. Outside it goes Donhofer, blocked at the net, covered by Koima. Johnson pushes it over Freebull. Outside goes to Reitzma. And from the outside, the kill is long by Dexter. Point defenders. Dordt trails 11-6. Dordt leads 11-6, beg your pardon. 11-6 our score. Dordt by 5. Sophie Johnson serving. Johnson serve taken by Dexter. Gets it middle set. Tip. Dug by Johnson. Kept it alive. Gets it outside to Koima. Koima to Donhofer. Blocked. Pushed into the net. And an attack error by Donhofer. Point Northwestern. It's 11-7. 11-7 our score. Allison Dexter serving. And Dexter served to the back line, and that'll go as an ace. McKenna Koima tries for the overhand receive, and it slips through her fingers. Drops to the floor. It's 11-8 defenders, up 3. Northwestern rallying. Let's see if Dordt has an answer. And the serve to the back line is long and out of bounds by Dexter. Point defenders. Dordt leads 12-8. 12-8 our score. Today's pregame and postgame shows brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer. 7 locations, Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Maddie Viss with service, and Viss is served to the sideline as wide and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern trails 12-9. Northwestern has serve, and serving will be Emmy Wedgbury, 5'8 junior from Cedar Falls, Iowa. And her serve is cross court, taken by Koima, kept alive by Viss, sends it over to Sparts. Sparts unable to put it away. Set goes outside to DeHaan. DeHaan unable to put it down. Dug by Johnson. Bump set Koima over to Doctor. Doctor blocked at the net. Saved by Dordt. Right side it goes Doctor. Doctor cuts it low wide and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern trails 12-10. Serving again for Northwestern is Wedgbury. So Northwestern overcoming, or fighting back from, I should say, 7-3 deficit. Trailed by 5 again at 10-5. They're back to within 2 right now. Dordt attacking. Sparts off high hands, taken by Northwestern. Dumped over the net by Reitzma. Controlled by the defender, Sparts. Tip, dug by Reitzma. Goes outside to DeHaan. DeHaan with the tap and the kill. DeHaan with the kill. It's 12-11. Northwestern back to within a point. Northwestern back to within a point. And Wedgbury has service. Northwestern was down 5, but they're fighting back. Dordt needs to come up with an answer. Northwestern so far led by Jazzy DeHaan with 3 kills. Allison Dexter with 2. Ellie Doctor has 2 for the defenders. Serve controlled by Koima. Gets it to Johnson. Sets to the middle. Lusink. Lusink wide and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern has come back to tie it at 12-12. 12-12 our score. Sophie Johnson with 4 assists, 3 digs as well. So Dordt a little out of system. Set goes outside to Sparts. Sparts with a swing, dug up and over by Northwestern, and hijack controlled by Northwestern now. Pushed over the net and diving to save it is Johnson. Passed over, free ball. Here comes Northwestern. Set right side, unable to put it away though was Sturck. Set outside, unable to put it down was Sparts for Dordt. Pushed over by Sturck and a kill for Sturck. Northwestern on a 5-0 run, 7 of the last 8. And they've grabbed a 13-12 lead. And the serve is short, taken by Koima to Johnson. Right side, Lusink, wide and out of bounds, point Northwestern. 6 straight points by Northwestern. Dordt's forced to use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charged to the defenders, trailing 14-12. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suin, owner. Excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
Back at the DeWitt Gym where the Dordt defenders trail Northwestern 14-12. Dordt started fast, got out to a 9-4 and 10-5 lead. We're still up 5 at 11-6, and then Northwestern began their rally. And they have taken the lead at 14-12, and that'll be an ace serve for Northwestern out of the timeout. It's 15-12. 7 straight points by Northwestern. Wedgbury serving. Taken by Viss to Johnson. Outside Sparts. High hands. Unable to stop it though. Here comes Jaslyn DeHaan. Dug by Viss. Set goes to the middle. Lusink. Lusink with the swing and the kill. Brooklyn Lusink with a kill. She has her first kill of the night. It's 15-13. 15-13. So Dordt stops the string. Serving is McKenna Koima, and nearly an ace. No, it'll be pushed over, free ball, and double contact called on Northwestern and Jory Hajek. Point defenders, Dordt trails 15-14. 15-14, defenders down. And we have a break in the action as they wipe some moisture up off of the floor. So Northwestern taking a 3-point lead. Now Dordt's back to within 1 at 15-14. Serving will be McKenna Koima. After that ace serve by Koima moments ago, here comes Northwestern. Pushed to the back corner, saved by Viss. Gets it to Johnson. Right side Doctor. Doctor blocked. Point Northwestern. Right side attack by Doctor and Jaslyn DeHaan teaming up with McCaven Hall for that block. So Grace Tobin checks into the match for Northwestern. And the serve is wide and out of bounds by Northwestern's Logan Miller. And the defenders back to within a point at 16-15. 16-15, Kamler serving. And Kamler's serve catches the tape, rolls over. Northwestern attacking, pushed to the sideline. Johnson slows it up, pushed over by Viss. Miller outside to DeHaan. DeHaan hits it long and out of bounds, and we're tied 16-all. 16-16. Dordt trying to rally after Northwestern took the lead. Fought back to tie it here. Kamler serving. Controlled by Northwestern. Set goes outside to DeHaan through the block. Controlled. Kamler rolls it over the net. Controlled by Stirk. Outside it goes DeHaan. DeHaan cross court kill. 17-16. 5-1 run by, beg your pardon, that was a 4-1 run by the defenders. Now that's over. Northwestern with a 17-16 lead. Jaslyn DeHaan continuing with service. And DeHaan serve taken by Kamler. Outside it goes Sparts. Sparts off high hands kill. We're tied 17-all. 17-17. And Lydia Van Clay with serve. And Van Clay will serve controlled by DeHaan. Gets it to Miller. Van Hall with the swing. Dug by Dordt. Rolled over the net by Donhofer. Here comes Northwestern. And tooling it off the block for the kill is Grace Tobin. So Tobin with the kill. 18-17. Northwestern leading, dumped over by Johnson, and we're tied 18-all. 18-18, serving will be Briley Schweer. And Briley Schweer with service. To the sideline controlled. Here comes Northwestern, pushed over the net, saved by Johnson. Van Clay bump set outside Donhofer. Donhofer tools it off the block for the kill. So the defenders, after getting down 15-12, have regained the lead at 19-18. And the serve by Schweer, controlled. Here comes Northwestern and Dexter. Dexter outside punches it over, saved by Kamler at the spike line. Donhofer through the block, saved by Northwestern, pushed over the net, free ball by Miller. Set goes outside, and a block put up by Northwestern. Tobin and Metzger teaming up for that block, and we're tied at 19-all. (19-19). Reitzma with service, controlled. Johnson, right side to Lusink. Lusink blocked at the net by Dexter. Point Northwestern. So Northwestern has service, leading 20-19 and trying to close out this back and forth affair. Short serve taken by Van Clay. Outside it goes Donhofer. Donhofer cross court wide and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern leads 21-19. Dordt has a timeout remaining. Northwestern has both of theirs. Serving will be Liv Reitzma. Reitzma's serve taken by Van Clay. Set goes to the middle, Lusink, and it's out of bounds off a Northwestern point, Dordt. Short serve controlled by DeHaan. Lusink back over to Johnson. Back to Lusink. Lusink into the tape and 4 contacts. 22-20. Short serve taken by Koima. Gets it over to Johnson. Back to DeHaan. DeHaan tips it into the net. Point Dordt. Dordt trails 22-21. 22-21. The defenders trailing by 1. Maddie Viss serving. So Viss with service. And the serve by Viss, taken by DeHaan, gets it to Reitzma. DeHaan with the swing and the kill. 23-21. And this will be Wedgbury serving, and Dordt will use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charged to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
Thanks to these Dordt Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
Back at the DeWitt Gym, Dordt trailing 23-21. Northwestern has taken a 2-point lead. Dordt is out of timeout. Serving is Wedgbury for Northwestern. Taken by Koima. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson outside it goes Sparks. Sparks off of the block for the kill. Taryn Sparks with the kill, and the Dordt defenders back to within a point at 23-22. Now you'll give the ball back to Northwestern, so let's see if Dordt can put them on the defensive. Set right side, blocked at the net, covered by Granstra. Another set to the right side, tipped over the block by Sturt, controlled by Dordt. Right side, Doctor. Doctor through the block for the kill. Ellie Doctor records the kill, and the Dordt defenders have fought back to tie it 23-all, and we have a timeout on the floor charged to Northwestern. So timeout on the floor. You're listening to Dordt Volleyball on KIHK and watching on the Dordt Media Network. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products, caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute. McKenna Koima with service. The defenders battling back to tie it 23-all. Served by Koima, taken by DeHaan. Back to DeHaan. DeHaan through the block for the kill. 24-23, so Northwestern goes to their All-American candidate on the outside with the score tied 23-all. And now Northwestern serving to try and steal set number 1 after trailing much of it. Meyer with service. Miller, that is, controlled. Here's the right side attack, and it's hit long and out of bounds by Ellie Doctor. And the Northwestern Red Raiders take set 1 by a final of 25-23. 25-23, you're listening to KIHK and watching the Dordt Media Network. And as we get in between sets 2 and 3, I am joined by Kyle Lindberg. And Kyle Lindberg, one of the gentleman who helps make the Dordt Media Network go in terms of working with athletic fundraising. And today is Dordt Media Network Giving Day. And Kyle, welcome up into the broadcast area, and happy to have you with me this evening.
Thanks, Mike. Good to be here. Excited to be here for Dordt Media Network today and just really promote what a great thing we have here at Dordt University. Was out at the cross-country meet this morning and football game this afternoon, and to see a lot of fans in the stand is great. It's great to have the school year back going, but really the Dordt Media Network has changed a lot over the 5 years to see we're from a one-camera system to now multiple cameras, and it really is fantastic to see.
And this is the third unit, if you will, in operation today at the DeWitt, because the other one of the units over at the soccer field, another one at the football field, this one. So you're seeing a multi-camera production from the third unit. This is the backup to the backup. So
yep.
Busy days like today are what we probably live for in terms of getting things done. But these things take people to run them.
They do, Mike, and I think a lot of our viewers maybe don't understand that this is our students that do this. It's not just yourself, Rich Lodewijk, Matt Boss behind the scenes, maybe doing the voice, but our students are behind the camera, and that really is a testament to a lot of what Dordt does is student-led, and so we're excited to challenge people today to give, to support our students through giving to the Dordt Media Network.
There are about 30 students that are involved in the Dordt Media Network in one way, shape, or form, and these are not all communication majors, as I pointed out earlier in communication with some other people. These are people who this is their campus job, but they're gaining translatable skills. Absolutely. By working this student employment.
Absolutely, and this is a big endeavor for Dordt University to do this. It's a $250,000 a year operation, and this is not something that just happens magically. It takes support. We have great sponsors, but we'd like to challenge our fans, our viewers to give today. Scan the link on your screen, give today, support the Dordt Media Network.
We have talked about, hey, what are other options in terms of trying to make up some of that difference in terms of how much it does cost per year. And we have managed at this point to keep our broadcasts free. You can log in,
Absolutely.
You can watch them. It's free. It's not behind a paywall. That's an option other schools have gone to, and I don't blame them for that. That's what they need to do. And we're hopeful that we don't need to do that.
We don't want to get to that place someday, but like I said, this is not a free production, and for us, we want to keep it free for our viewers. We've got fans all over the country, all over the world, in fact, and so it's something that we want to continue to do. So very appreciative of you, Mike, and your time and the work you put in. I don't think our viewers know how much goes into put a game on. They get to show up and cheer. They get to watch on the live stream and pull it up on their phone. So hopefully they can be motivated to give and support this over the years to come.
About 3 ulcers per school year is about what it takes to run these productions.
Oh, man, I don't need that. I don't need that. Thanks, Mike.
Kyle, thanks for coming up. The Dordt defenders on serve receive. Goes back over to Ellie Doctor, blocked at the net. Northwestern scrambled and were able to steal set number 1. And they won that one coming from behind to do so. Went to 25-23 to get that done. And now Dordt scrambling and unable to get it sent over the net. And the Dordt defenders trail Northwestern 1-0. So a broken point. And with the Dordt Media Network Giving Day today, we didn't get a chance to go through the numbers from the first set, but trust me, we will get to them as we move along here this evening. And out of the middle for the kill is Ellie Doctor. Doctor with a swing and the kill. And knocking the setter, Liv Reitsma, to the floor on her dig attempt. The defenders led so far by Ellie Doctor with 4 kills. Riley Donhofer and Brooklyn Lusink each have 2. For Northwestern, 6 kills for Jaslyn DeHaan. Set goes outside Dexter. Dexter off high hands, dug by Viss. Set goes outside Sparts. Sparts with a swing on the kill. So Sparts with the kill. Taryn Sparts, 4 kills, no errors, 11 attacks thus far. Translates into a 364 kill efficiency. Dordt's kill efficiency right now, 068. 14 kills, 11 errors. And Northwestern a miscue on their side of the net. Mistimed it on the set attempt. Trying to go to, Metzger was heading to the right. And the quick attack to the middle for Sturck. And nobody home, and Dordt leads now 3-1, and the serve is wide and out of bounds. Dordt leads 3-2 after the service error. There was 1 ace serve by the defenders in set number 1. Northwestern had 2 ace serves. Serve to the sideline, it's wide and out of bounds. Point. Defenders, Dordt leads 4-2. Busy day on the Dordt campus today. A couple of cross-country meets run earlier this morning. Football kicked off at 1 o'clock. They did run as well and passed and defended pretty well today. 49-20 their win over Mount Marty. Ellie Doctor from the right for the kill. And the Dordt defenders jumping out early, 5-2. 5-2. Serving is McKenna Koima. And a little bit of moisture on the floor once again. They'll wipe some of that up. I've heard about air conditioning in the DeWitt. Maybe someday. We can hope. That way you don't have these sultry Septembers. Short serve taken by DeHaan. Set right side and across court kill. Savon Sturck with the kill. It's 5-3. Defenders by 2. And serving will be Wedgbury. Emmy Wedgbury serving it up. She'll serve from the left side of the service line. A little different angle. Goes cross court. Taken by Viss. Johnson outside. Sparts tools it off of the block for the kill. Taryn Sparts with 6 kills so far, and the defenders have taken advantage of that spot. So Kamler with service, and Macy Kamler serves it into the net. Point, Northwestern and the Red Raiders back to within 2 at 6-4. And there's a football game with quite a bit of statewide interest happening today as well. Iowa Hawkeyes leading the Iowa State Cyclones. That one's 20-13. Serve is long and out of bounds by Northwestern. Point, defenders, Dordt leads 7-4. 7-4 our score. And Lydia Van Clay serving. Northwestern trailing by 3. They're set for serve receive. And the short serve taken by Granstra. Passed up and over and just wide out of bounds. Point. Defenders, Dordt leads 8-4. Well, the defenders bounce back from a disappointing set number 1 loss to take the lead in set number 2, 8-4. Punched over the net by Northwestern. Here comes Dordt's attack. Briley Schweer. Set goes left side to Donhofer. Donhofer tools it off the block for the kill. It's 9-4. 9-4 our score. Defenders by 5, matching their 5-point lead that they had in set number 1. DeHaan blocked at the net, covers it herself. Now tapped to the back line by Northwestern. Van Clay picks it up, gets it over to Donhofer. Tapped over the net, controlled by Northwestern. Set outside to DeHaan. DeHaan off high hands. Set outside Donhofer. Blocked at the net, punched back over. Saved by by Dordt and Kamler. Down ball by Koima. Saved by Granstra, set middle quick, and hitting it just wide and out of bounds is McCaven Hull. So Dordt grabs a 10-4 lead in set number 2. Timeout on the floor, charge to Northwestern. So the Dordt defenders trailing 1-0, battling back to a 10-4 lead in set number 2. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Joyner and Zvort Dentistry, providing the latest in dental technology in a warm, comfortable, and relaxing environment. And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym. Dordt leading 10-4 with service. The defenders led by Terrence Sparts and Ellie Doctor with 5 kills apiece. For Northwestern, they are paced by Jaslyn DeHaan with 6. 2 ace serves for Northwestern, 2 ace serves for Dordt. Jaslyn DeHaan gets the return set, tools it off the block for the kill. 10-5. 10-5, Dordt leading by 5. DeHaan serving. That means the opposite attacker, Allison Dexter, is in the front row. And now we have a break in the action as Lydia Van Clay is going to wipe some perspiration off of the floor. Well, I won't lie. I was a little surprised to see Northwestern get beat last night by Jamestown 3-2. Jamestown, a team that started the year number 1, the defending national champs, and ran into some trouble, got beat by some teams that quite honestly surprised me. So, an attack and into the net by Grace Tobin. Point defenders, Dordt leads 11-5. 11-5 our score. Dordt trailing in the match 1-0. Nice crowd on hand for this afternoon's contest. The lower bowl, if you will, is full, and that's an ace serve for Briley Schweer. Briley Schweer with the ace serve. So Schweer with service. And Schweer, the sophomore from Alt, Colorado, another ace serve. Dordt leads 13-5. 13-5, defenders up by 8. Northwestern has used 1 timeout already, looking possibly at a second timeout. And now we've got more moisture on the floor, so they'll take care of that. Last night, Northwestern beaten 3-2 by Jamestown. In that one, Allison Dexter had 17 kills, Jaslyn DeHaan had 15. 32 of their 49 kills coming from those 2 players. For the Jimmies, they were led by Aaliyah Zeski at 21 kills, and Logan Sherman had 10. Jamestown traveling a little bit further in Sioux City today for a match with Morningside. Set goes outside, tooling it off the block was Dexter. Kept alive, pushed over by Kamler. Pushed over the net by DeHaan. Northwestern gives up the free ball. Here comes Donhofer with the swing, dug up, and a block violation called against Northwestern. Point defenders. Dordt leads 14-5. 14-5 our score. Checking in is Emma Westfall. Checking out Grace Tobin. Dordt leading by 9. Set number 2. DeHaan, an overpass. Lusink there to try and slam it down. It's dug back up and over. Free ball for the defenders. Outside it goes Donhofer with the tip. Dug by Northwestern. Pushed over the net. Saved by Van Clay. Outside it goes Donhofer again over the top of the block. Hits it long and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern back to within 8 now, 14-6. Granstra has service. He's a junior from Sheldon, Iowa. And Granstra's left-handed serve taken by Kamler. Gets it over to Johnson. Quick attack. Lusink unable to put it down. Bump set by Granstra. To DeHaan from behind the spike line. Saved by Koima. Johnson outside it goes. Back over to Donhofer. Donhofer blocked at the net. And back to Dort's side. They can't pick it up. Point. Northwestern, it's 14-7. Our score. Olivia Granstra serving. And Granstra's serve taken by Koima. Gets it over to Johnson. Outside it goes to Donhofer. Rolls it. Unable to put it away. Now just at the net. And it's one out by Metzger. Xavier Metzger makes it 14-8. So Dort's given up 3 points in a row after grabbing a 14-5 lead. It's back to 14-8. Serving is Granstra. We're just past the midpoint of set number 2. And Sophie Johnson tries to go up and attack. Hits it into the net. Point Northwestern, and the Dordt defenders use a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Olivia Granstra with service. Northwestern trailing 14-9. Overpass, and it's put down by the Red Raiders. Metzger and Dexter make it 14-10. Northwestern continues their run. They're at 5 points in a row right now. Dort's got to find an answer. Serving is Granstra. Granstra to the back line. Taken by Van Clay. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson sets to Donhofer out of the middle. Tools it off the block for the kill. 15-10, so the defenders stopped the run at 5 in a row. That came on the heels of Northwestern scoring 8 out of 9. I beg your pardon, Dordt scoring 8 out of 9 to get out in front 14-5. It's now 15-10. Short serve taken by DeHaan. Right side it goes, cross court, and a kill for Emma Westphal. Westphal makes it 15-11. Dordt leading by 4. Again, on your scoreboard, on the score on your screen today, you will see that QR code as part of the scoreboard. If you feel inclined, we've challenged our viewers who watch regularly to consider donating today to Giving Day for the Dordt Media Network. Sophie Johnson, a lunging save, unable to get it up over the net, though. Point Northwestern, it's 15-12. 15-12 our score. Lots of bodies in the gym today, translating into a humid day in the DeWitt. I thought maybe we'd catch a break with a little cooler weather last night, but didn't cool off that much. Serving for Northwestern is Liv Reitzma. And Reitzma with service, controlled. Set right side, Donhofer off of the block, saved by Northwestern, pushed over the net by Dexter. Johnson with a one-handed set, gets it to Lusink, kept alive by DeHaan. Passed over the net, and 4 contacts called on Northwestern. 4 contacts on the Red Raiders that time. (16-12). Break in the action as we wipe some moisture off of the floor. This is going to be a recurring occurrence. Other volleyball matches happening today. Mount Marty is at Hastings. CSM, that's College of St. Mary, is at Doane. Jamestown is at Morningside. Dordt leading 16-12, trailing in the match 1-0. Set goes to the middle, and a hatchet save by Koima, kept alive by Northwestern, passed over the net by Metzger. And Metzger gets the point as the ball drops to the floor at 16-12. 16-13, beg your pardon. So 16-13, Dordt leading by 3. Northwestern hanging around, though. Let's see if Dordt can play side-out volleyball from here on out. Taken by Viss. Back to DeHaan. DeHaan with a kill. Jaslyn DeHaan with the kill. And the Dordt defenders leading 16-14, and now 16-15 after the ace serve. Dordt will use another timeout. The defenders have seen their 9-point lead whittled down to 1. They need a timeout to talk things over. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute. (16-15), Dordt leading by 1, but Northwestern trying to rally and tie it. Allison Dexter serving. And Dexter's serve taken by Koima. Bump set by Viss outside Sparts. Sparts over high hands, hits it long and out of bounds. We're tied. The Dordt faithful wanted a touch call at the net. Looked like Sparts just didn't get on top of that one enough. Jump serve taken by Koima. Johnson sets to the middle. Doctor dug by Dexter momentarily, but it goes out of bounds, so Doctor will get credit for the kill. It's 17-16. McKenna Koima with service. Now you're looking for a little cushion again if you're the defenders. Got to string some points together. Taken by DeHaan. Outside it goes DeHaan. DeHaan off the block, kill. 17 all. 17-17. Amy Wedgbury serving for Northwestern. Dordt set for serve receive. Maddie Viss and McKenna Koima will take the serve on the back end, and taken by Viss. Set goes to the middle. Schweer unable to put it down. Northwestern on the attack. DeHaan blocked at the net. Point defenders. Dordt takes the lead 18-17. 18-17. Kamler has service for the defenders. Northwestern set for receive. Macy Kamler. And the serve taken by DeHaan. Set right side, kept alive, passed over the net by Viss. Saved. Here comes Northwestern and DeHaan. DeHaan with a kill. DeHaan goes up unblocked that time, ties it at 18 all. Serving for Northwestern will be Logan Miller. So Miller, the freshman from Jefferson, South Dakota. And Miller sends it over. Taken by Koima. Over to Kamler. Outside to Sparts. Saved by Miller. Comes back to DeHaan. DeHaan with a roll shot. Saved by Koima. Back set. Schweer. Schweer tools it off the block for the kill. So Schweer with the kill. Northwestern trails 19-18. They'll now receive serve from Lydia Van Clay for the defenders. 19-18, Dordt leading set number 2. Northwestern won set 1 coming from behind 25-23. Set goes to the middle and a kill out of the middle for Emma Westphal. Westphal ties at 19 all. Jaslyn DeHaan serving. And DeHaan served to the sideline, taken by Van Clay, gets it to Johnson, pushed over the net by Koima, free ball, Granstra to Miller, outside it goes, and a kill for Allison Dexter. It's 2019 Northwestern. Northwestern takes the lead 20-19. Now Northwestern threatening to steal number 2 as well. Dordt needs an answer. Outside it goes Donhofer. Roll shot covered by Northwestern and Dexter. Back to DeHaan from behind the spike line. Controlled by Van Clay. Outside Donhofer. Down the line and the kill. 20-20. We're tied again. 6 ties here in set number 2. Briley Schweer serving. Her serve taken by DeHaan. Gets it to Miller. Outside it goes Dexter off high hands kill. Allison Dexter here in set number 2. She now has a total of 5 kills. DeHaan leads Northwestern with 10. Dordt is paced by Doctor with 6 and Donhofer with 6. Serve and an ace serve. Granstra with the ace, and that might be the breathing room that Northwestern needs. Dordt's got to rally here, stop the run now. Granstra, service, taken by Koima. Set goes outside Donhofer off high hands. Saved by Northwestern, picked it up. Westphal sends it over free ball. Comes back outside Donhofer. Donhofer with a kill. Dordt stops the run for the moment, 22-21. 22-21. And Sophie Johnson has service. She wears number 2 for the defenders. She's a junior from Hendricks, Minnesota. Trying to tie it up here on this serve. And her serve taken by Northwestern. Back set right side Westphal. Westphal kill. Westphal, the player who has seen sparing action. 6-foot sophomore from Hull. Makes it 23-21, and now Rietsma with service. And Rietsma serving with her team up 23-21. Northwestern in the driver's seat right now. And a carry called on Doctor, a prolonged contact. That's set behind her, and she had to reach back and try to make something happen with it. And she's called for the prolonged contact, and Northwestern now serving for the set and a 2-0 lead. 24-21 our score. Serve short, taken by Koima. Goes to Donhofer, unable to put it away. Northwestern digs it up and over. Johnson back it goes. Lusink unable to put it down. DeHaan sets it back outside to Dexter. Dexter dug by Van Clay, middle back. Outside it goes Donhofer, over high hand. Saved by DeHaan. Bump set outside by Rietsma. Goes to Dexter. Dexter roll shot. Saved by Koima. Back set right side to Doctor. Doctor with the swing. Kept it alive, pushed over the net by Northwestern. Set back to Lusink. Lusink with the kill. 24-22, Lusink with the kill. And Northwestern will use a timeout. So Northwestern will be receiving a serve when we return to action. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute. Dordt trails 24-22, trying to even the match, and it's going to be a stiff challenge here. Serving will be Maddie Viss. Northwestern set for serve receive. Likely candidates Granstra and Dahan, the serve receive, and it's taken by Dahan. She sends it over to Reetzma. Outside it goes to Dexter. Dexter with a kill. 25-22, Northwestern takes a 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 match. Let's take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Dordt Volleyball on KIHK and watching on the Dordt Media Network. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Today's Dordt Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suen, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
So the new generation of leadership has really benefited from the benevolency of the past leadership.
We were busy from the get-go. They knew who I was, they know my name, they know my first name, they know my parents. It's a small town community with big town amenities. We're privileged to be able to support a place like the Jimmy John's and other franchises like it.
We focus on being a multi-generational boutique to reach as many women in town here that we can. Our goal is just to be a place that can empower women and also just have like the joys of fashion and just a place in town here that brings high fashion into our small town.
Seems like everyone is looking for ways to expand. People are talking about how to grow their businesses, where to find the people to grow their businesses, and just looking to the next best thing out there, whatever their field might be, including ours.
The biggest thing is the city is always growing and investing in the future, which is great to see as a business owner because you know it's not going away anytime soon. You can really put down roots here.
And there we are with the Dordt Media Network as well. Glad to have you along with me on this Saturday evening. The Dordt volleyball team battling, but right now on the short end of a 2-0 count, 25-23 and 25-22. The defenders have had their chances. Set number one rallied from a 10-5. They rallied from a late deficit to lead briefly, but Northwestern scored the final 2 points of the set to win it 25-23. Set number two, Dordt jumped out to a 10-4 lead, led 14-5. Northwestern went on a 5-0 run to get back to within 15-10 and then whittled it away and eventually tied it at 16. We were tied at 17, 18, and 19. The defenders never had the lead, though, in that. I beg your pardon, they did at 17, 16, 18, 17, and 19, 18. And then Northwestern went on a 4-0 run to go from down 19-18 to up 22-19 and 25-22, your final. Northwestern wins set number 2. The numbers: Dordt, Riley Donhofer with 7 kills, Ellie Doctor with 6. 5 for Taryn Sparks for Northwestern, 10 for Jaslyn DeHaan, 6 for Allison Dexter, and 3 each for Metzger, Westfall, and Sturck. Miller has 10 assists for Northwestern. Sophie Johnson has 19 for the defenders. 4 ace serves for Dordt, 4 ace serves for Northwestern, 5 service errors by Northwestern, 4 service errors by Dordt. Blocks: Dordt scored 1 point off of blocks. Northwestern has scored 4 points off of blocks. Sophie Johnson with service, and we're set to resume play. Set number 3. Johnson served to the back line. It's long and out of bounds. Point, Northwestern. Well, imperative, I think, at this point that Dordt not allow Northwestern to get a cushion early in set number 3. Right side it goes. Donhofer into the net point. Northwestern leads 2-0. Northwestern, I think if they get the wind at their back, so to speak, it's going to be a real challenge. Dordt's been able to get an early lead and to cut the first 2 sets, but just couldn't hang on. Set goes outside. Doctor unable to put it away from the left side. Comes back to DeHaan. DeHaan tools it off the block for the kill. Northwestern leads 3-0. 3-0 Northwestern in front. Serving for the Raiders will be Allison Dexter. So Dexter with service. Dordt set for serve receive. McKenna Koima and Lydia Van Clay. And the serve taken by Koima. Johnson outside. Doctor over the kill. So Doctor with a kill makes it 3-1. Donhofer checks out. Sparks is back in. And Viss has service. Viss is serve controlled. Set goes to the middle block. Dordt puts the block up, and it's a point for the defenders. So Ellie Wegg, Taryn Sparks teaming up for that block. Maddie Viss serving to the sideline, controlled. Northwestern attacking, goes to DeHaan. DeHaan blocked. And DeHaan blocked at the net. Point defenders. Dordt ties at 3-3. Set goes left side, blocked at the net, and the Dordt defenders, Ellie Wegg with the block. And the Dordt defenders have taken lead at 4-3 with 3 straight blocks. After getting 1 point off of blocks in the first 2 sets, 3 in a row with Ellie Wegg in the middle. Short serve controlled. Here comes Northwestern. Tapped over the block, saved by Koima. Gets it to Johnson. Wegg unable to put it the tip away. Comes back over to Sparks. Sparks blocked at the net. Point Northwestern. Northwestern ties at 4-4. So serving will be Emmy Wedgbury. Wedgbury service. Controlled. Set right side to Doctor. Doctor over the kill. Dordt leads 5-4. 5-4 the score. So McKenna Koima will serve with the defenders leading 5-4. And the serve taken by DeHaan. One-handed set and the missed time, but McCaven Hull able to send it over off the mistimed set. Reitzma Went up with one hand, got it in play. And serving will be Logan Miller. So Miller serving. Johnson goes right side. Doctor trying to put it away from the right side. Pushed back over. Here comes Dordt on the attack. Doctor tools it off the block for the kill. Dordt leads 6-5, set number 3. Trailing in the match 2-0. And Macy Kamler now with service. Kamler serving with the defenders leading 6-5 in set 3, trailing in the match 2-0. And Kamler catches the tape and rolls it over for an ace. That's the 5th ace of the night for the defenders. For Macy Kamler, that is her second. She and Schweer have 2 apiece. Serve to the sideline is an ace serve. So Kamler with back-to-back aces. And serving will be Kamler again. That's 6 service aces now for the defenders. Taken by Granstra. Outside it goes to Dahan. Pushed over and down for Northwestern and McKay Van Hull. Van Hull on the overpass puts it down. It's 8-6. Jaslyn Dahan with service. And Dahan's serve is taken by Kamler. Gets it over to Johnson. Sets outside, back to Kamler. Kamler from behind the spike line, dug by Northwestern. Pushed over the net, free ball. Johnson has to make first contact. Sets it over to Sparks. Sparks with a tip and the kill. Power tip that time by Taryn Sparks on the second contact. Johnson had to field the first contact. And serving will be Lydia Van Clay. So Lydia Van Clay to line it up and send it over. Granstra. Outside it goes, and the block put up by the defenders and Briley Schweer. Point. Defenders, Dordt leads 10-6. That time Olivia Granstra over near the sideline. Looked like she spun out, trying to get back into position. So Lydia Van Clay with service. And Van Clay's serve is short. Right side, cross court, dug by Kamler. Johnson back to Donhofer. Power tip, controlled by Dahan. Set goes outside from Miller to Dexter. Dexter with a kill. It's 10-7. 10-7 our score. And Olivia Granstra has service. Granstra lining it up, and her left-handed serve taken by Kamler. Van Clay has to make the second contact, bumps it up towards Donhofer. Donhofer blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Northwestern, so Donhofer gets credit for tooling it off the block for the kill. Riley Donhofer now with 8 kills. The defenders a 132 kill efficiency. They've hit plus 200 the last 2 sets now. Right side it goes, tipped over the block by Westfall. Set comes back outside to Donhofer. Donhofer with another kill. It's 12-7. 12-7 our score, so, Dordt's trying to get that early lead again, and they have that early lead. Let's see if they can hold it this time. And the serve down the sideline by Schweer is out of bounds. Point. Northwestern. So Northwestern with service. Liv Reitzma with service. Reitzma, sophomore from Papillion, Nebraska. And Reitzma's serve is short, taken by Van Clay. Outside it goes Kamler from behind the spike line. Dug by Northwestern and Dexter on the first contact. Pushed back over by Sturck, saved by Dordt. Comes back down ball by Weg, saved by Northwestern. Outside it goes to Sturck. Sturck cross court, dug by Van Clay. Kamler keeps it alive, bumps it up towards Donhofer. Donhofer long and out of bounds. She was well off of the net. Tough angle to work with. And it ends up long and out of bounds. Point Northwestern. Northwestern trails 12-9. Dordt receiving serve. Kamler takes it. Sophie Johnson over to Donhofer. Donhofer into the tape. Point Northwestern. Northwestern back to within 2 at 12-10. Neither team has used a timeout yet here in set number 3. 12-10 our score. Serving is Reitzma. Reitzma serve taken by Van Clay. Over to Johnson. Back set, slide to Wag. Wag back line, missed it long and out of bounds. Point Northwestern, and Northwestern has put together a 4-point run to get back to within 1 at 12-11. 12-11 our score. Serve is short, taken by Van Clay. Back over to Johnson. Donhofer. Donhofer blocked at the net. Northwestern has rallied to tie at 12-all. Dordt needs an answer. We're tied 12-all. Serving is Liv Reitzma. And serve receive Kamler, Van Clay, and Koima back deep, and it's taken by Koima. Outside it goes Donhofer. Tools it off the block for the kill. That stops the run of 5 in a row. Dordt regrabs the lead, retakes the lead at 13-12 in set number 3. Johnson serving, taken by Dexter. They'll send it back over to Sturck, bumps it over, free ball for the defenders. Let's see if they can use it. Van Clay bumps it over to Donhofer. Donhofer into the net, point Northwestern. 13-13 our score. This is the fourth tie of set number 3. Northwestern has not led since the early going. Slide to the right, Wag. Wag unable to put it away. Comes back right side, Sturck. Sturck unable to put it down. Pushed to the back corner, saved by Dexter. Outside it goes DeHaan. DeHaan, cross-court kill. DeHaan with a kill. It's 14-13. Northwestern. Serving is Allison Dexter. And Dexter's serve, nearly an ace. Johnson keeps it out of the net, and a down ball by Koima into the net, point Northwestern. It's 15-13. 15-13, Northwestern leading by 2. Dordt doesn't score this point and likely call a timeout. Dexter serving. Dexter jump serve taken by Van Clay. Over to Johnson. Johnson outside it goes Donhofer. Donhofer with the kill. Dordt's able to keep the timeout in their pocket. They trail 15-14. Northwestern. So 15-14 our score. Serving is Viss. Viss down ball, or the short serve, pushed over the net by Northwestern and Metzger. Set goes to the middle. Wag. Wag ties at 15-all. 15-15 the score. So 15-15 our score. If you're watching on the live stats, yep, we know we're a point off. Every once in a while, then you got to wait for a break in the action to go back and fix it. DeHaan with the swing, DeHaan with a kill. Northwestern leads 16-15. Both teams with both of their timeouts remaining. (16-15). Koima to Johnson to Wag. Pushed over the net. Outside it goes back to DeHaan. DeHaan dug by Viss. Back set right side Doctor. Doctor tools it off the block for the kill. 16-16 our score. And serving will be McKenna Koima. And Koima served the sideline. Taken by DeHaan. Cross court shot by Metzger. And a kill from Doctor. Doctor with a kill. Dordt leads 17-16. 17-16. McKenna Koima with service. And they're wiping moisture off of the floor again. Whenever this match ends, we'll have the Wireless World post-game show brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Serve taken by DeHaan. Set goes to the middle. Hatchet saved by Koima, and Koima able to keep it alive, and Dordt takes a 2-point lead at 18-16. 18-16 defenders. And McKenna Koima serve taken by DeHaan. Set goes outside. DeHaan unable to put it away. Maddie Vest digs it up. Johnson keeps it in play. Koima pushes it over. Free ball. Reitzma outside DeHaan. DeHaan with a kill. 18-17. Defenders by a point. Serving will be Miller. And Miller's serve catches the tape. Johnson pushes it over, and a back row attack called against Johnson. Didn't have much choice, didn't have much to do with that one. Trying to get up one hand and keep it on Dordt's side of the net. Once she left her foot, or left her feet with that overhand contact and it goes over, that's a back row attack. Controlled by No. Second contact drops to the floor. Northwestern leads 19-18. 19-18. Northwestern up by a point. Set number 3. Threatening to sweep this one. So 19-18, Northwestern in front. And there our stat crew got that point that they were missing from earlier. Ellie Brower on the stats. That's not as easy a job as you think it is. Jump serve, catches the tape, and rolls back on Northwestern side, and we're tied 19 all on the service error by Logan Miller. Kamler with service. And Kamler to line it up. Jump serve by Kamler, taken on the sideline by DeHaan. Over to Miller, back to DeHaan. DeHaan off high hands and the dagger. Point Northwestern. It's 20-19. DeHaan, well, it certainly appears as DeHaan goes, so goes Northwestern. 14 kills now for DeHaan. Let's see if that's enough for them to carry through the season. They're really outside dominant this year. Johnson sets Kamler, to Sparts. Sparts with a kill. Sparts had the kill. I thought the dagger. The dagger had ended up going off of the dagger and not the blocker, and that's what had to be talked about. The back line judge made that call immediately, and it was off of the dagger. The R1 thought he called it on the block, and that wasn't what he had called. He had called it on the dagger. So Van Clay with service, taken by DeHaan. Outside it goes to Dexter. Dexter with a kill. (21-20) Northwestern leading by a point. Serving will be Olivia Granstra. And Granstra's serve taken by Van Clay. Gets it over to Johnson. Back set Schweer. Schweer blocked at the net. Ball goes out of bounds. It's 21 all. So Northwestern unable to close the block. Briley Schweer with service. And Schweer's serve taken by Northwestern. Set right side, and a kill for Northwestern and Grace Tobin. 22-21. Reitzma has service. And Dordt set for serve receive. Point and point we're battling now. Controlled by Kamler. Johnson scrambling, pushed over the net by Van Clay. A high ball controlled by Northwestern. Set right side through the block and kept alive, pushed over the net again by Van Clay. Here comes Northwestern. Set goes to the middle. Metzger unable to put it down. Pushed over the net by DeHaan. Saved by the defenders momentarily, and Metzger is there to block it. Xavier Metzger makes it 23-21 Northwestern, set number 3. And now Northwestern in the catbird seat, up by 2 with 2 points to go. And we've got a timeout on the floor, charged to Dordt. Timeout on the floor, this timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Northwestern with the lead, serving 23-21. Dordt uses their first timeout. And serving for Northwestern is Reitzma. Reitzma's serve short, controlled by Kamler, gets it to Johnson. Comes back to Donhofer, dug by Granstra. Pushed outside, Dexter unable to put it away. Set to Donhofer, blocked at the net. Point Northwestern. Northwestern leads 24-21. 24-21 our score. Northwestern in front, serving for the set and the match. Reitzma has service. And Reitzma serve short. Taken by Van Clay. Gets it over to Johnson. Outside it goes Donhofer. Blocked at the net. Point Northwestern. And Northwestern wins it by a final of 25-21. So Northwestern with the sweep. 25-23, 25-22, 25-21. Northwestern improves to 10-1 this season. The defenders fall to 1-8 and 0-3. You're listening to KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Coming up, our Wireless World postgame show. Your local Verizon authorized retailers, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more from Sioux Center right after this 2-minute timeout.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Swart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com. Leading you home.
We are back at the DeWitt Gym where the Dordt defenders fall in 3-2 Northwestern, 25-23, 25-22, 25-21. The defenders led in each of the three sets this evening, pushed out to a 12-8 lead in set number one, relinquished the lead at 14-12. Was tied as late as 23-23 when the defenders came from a 2-point deficit to tie it, but then Northwestern won it with two unanswered to finish the set. Set number two, Dordt a big lead early, 14-5. Northwestern battled back to cut it down to 15-10. Tied it eventually at 16 all. We were tied at 17, 18, 19, and 20 before Northwestern took the lead for good at 21-20. And they went on to win it 25-22. And in set number three, we were tied at 3-4, 12-13, 15-16, 18, 19, 20, 21. Northwestern 4 in a row, though, to close the set, and they win it by a final of 25-21. Some unofficially, Dordt led by Riley Donhofer with 11 kills, while Northwestern was paced by Jaslyn DeHaan with 14. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of all the numbers from today's contest right after this 2-minute timeout.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Swart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com. Leading you home.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
The Dordt defenders fall to Northwestern 3-0. The numbers look like this. Northwestern 36 kills, 13 errors, 95 total attacks for a 242 kill efficiency. Dordt 38 kills, 27 errors, and 097 kill efficiency. Dordt had 6 service aces. Northwestern had 4. Dordt had 6 service errors. Northwestern had 6. Northwestern had 40 digs, Dordt had 42. Points off of blocks, Dordt had 5, Northwestern had 10. Individual numbers, the defenders were led by Riley Donhofer with 11 kills. Ellie Doctor also had 11. Doctor hit .304 for the match, 11 kills, 4 errors, 23 total attacks. Taryn Sparts had 7 kills. 4 kills for Brooklyn Lusink, 3 for Briley Schweer. 31 assists for Sophie Johnson. 3 service aces for Macy Kamler, 2 service aces for Briley Schweer. 12 digs for McKenna Koima, 8 digs for Madison Viss, 6 each for Lydia Van Clay and Sophie Johnson, 7 for Macy Kamler. Doctor was in on 3 block assists. Ellie Wagg also on 3 block assists. Briley Schweer had 2 block assists for the defenders. For Northwestern, 14 kills for Jaslyn DeHaan, 8 kills for Allison Dexter, 4 for Savon Sturck, 3 for Westfall, 2 for Van Hull, 2 for Tobin. 14 assists for Miller, 13 for Reitzma. 7 digs for Granstra, 7 for Dexter, 7 for DeHaan. Metzger was in on 6 block assists and 1 solo block. Savon Sturck had 4 block assists and 4 digs. The Dordt defenders slide to 1-8, 0-3 in the conference. Northwestern 2-0, and 10-1. Elsewhere in the conference today, Jamestown defeats Morningside 3-2. Well, Marty and Hastings, I believe that one was 2-2 when I checked. College of St. Mary and Doane are currently playing as well, and I will see if I can find that score. As few matches still going, but few reaching their conclusion, and there are the statistics, and Coach Jackie Smith has joined me. And Coach Smith, your team competed well today. Stretches where had an advantage, and then stretches where Northwestern was able to come back and get some critical points. And I don't know if there's any one area that you can focus on in terms of what you'd like to do differently. Obviously, you're playing against an opponent who has something to say about that, but what do you like tonight that you saw from your team? What do you see?
Yeah, I loved a lot of what we brought tonight. If there's one thing, just looking at the stats, the same thing is the thing that's hurting us in a lot of our matches is our own errors. So some of those hitting errors down the stretch, I think we had just a few too many in every single set that eventually hurts us. So 27 in a set is in the match in 3 sets is too many to give an opponent. That doesn't allow us any wiggle room to swing hard down the stretch. You get a little tense, you get a little tight. But other than that, I mean, I thought that we competed super hard tonight. Northwestern is no slouch team. They are a really, really good team, and we actually I felt like we had them right where we wanted them in all 3 sets. We just didn't close the deal. We allowed them to kind of push back and score some runs, and being able to first ball side out is something that we always work on every day.
How did you feel? You knew coming in Northwestern very outside dominant in terms of their attacking. How do you counteract that with your defense? Is there something at the net that you do? Do you have to position back row players differently? How do you counteract that?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot in practice to just key in our block. For Jaslyn DeHaan, for example, I mean, she swings really high and really deep. So we set our defense a little bit differently. We set our block a little bit differently against her to force her to hit shots that she's not super comfortable with. And same thing with Allison Dexter. I mean, she hits really sharp shots. She finds the hole well, pounds it, but she's a little bit more like she'll hit right where she's facing and then cuts hard. So yeah, I mean, there's scout report to tracking what their tendencies are, and we tried our best to put our defense in the best position to dig them.
Okay, so now I'm taking a look at the conference play, and it is Jamestown beats Northwestern last night. Jamestown now goes to Morningside, and they struggled today, ended up winning 3-2, so that one went 5. I'm not sure what to make of the conference yet at this point. I wish I had a better idea, but I don't. I thought I knew some things, but now I don't. We're a quarter of the way into the season, more or less. What does your team need to do moving forward to make some progress?
Yeah, it's hard to know what's going on in this conference. I mean, everybody beats up on everybody. There's not an opponent that we play that, we know that we can just show up and suddenly win. And obviously, with a young team, we have to give everything that we've got every single night. So for us, we are working every day in practice on some little things. We're trying to clean up our serve receive. We're trying to have better plans so they're just a little bit more prepared out there every single day. This week and next week and every single day for us is just trying to get 1% better. And we really feel like if we're getting closer to 100% better, then that's the difference between us winning a match and not right now.
You just wanted to look at the stats. I'm curious, what are you looking at right now at this moment? When you look at the stats, what are you looking to see?
I look at our hitting percentage. They hit 242. We hit 097. I look at the fact that we had more kills than them. We had more digs than them.
And it is not. You have had more kills in a significant number of matches this season.
Correct.
And obviously, you start to think that's going to correlate into success in terms of wins and losses.
Yep, it has.
Is it the errors?
It's the errors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're giving away points at that point.
Yeah, you think statistically, you can play with 7 to 8 hit, block, and serve errors per set. So uncontrollable controllable errors, and we were pretty close to that number with 27 tonight. But we'd like to get that down to 6 or 7 for us to be successful. For them to have 13, they're not giving us anything.
Right.
They can serve aggressive and be aggressive there, but that's it.
You don't play again until Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of practice time. Is the timing good for some practice where you don't have to worry about a midweek match and you can have 4 practices in a row?
Big time. We had some injuries, and it's nice for us to fully get healthy too. I think the team will embrace the fact that we get a full week to recover. We can really spend some time in practice working on some skill. Usually you don't have time to do that with a midweek match, so we're going to try and work on trying to get 1% better with our skill this week and see if we can work some healthy players back into our lineup too.
Coach Jackie Smith, I'll let you go. Thanks for coming up, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, Mike.
That's Jackie Smith talking about today's match with Northwestern. And that is going to do it for our broadcast, and my apologies. Sounds like we may have lost a little bit on KIHK, but hopefully you got the gist of it. And that's going to do it for our broadcast. Once again, our final scores today, cross country, both the men and women finished second at the Sunflower Invite. The University of Sioux Falls won both of those races. Football team victorious over Mount Marty, 49-20. Volleyball goes Northwestern's way 3-0 here this evening, 25-23, 25-22, 25-21. For the Dordt Media Network crew, it was out of the frying pan and into the fire this evening. Today, a lot of activity. They performed well. Nathan Brook back at the KIHK studio knocked it out of the park as well. Had a little bit of a equipment problem there, but worked through that. And all in all, not a bad day. That's going to do it for our broadcast. For all of those folks, I'm Mike Biker. Have a great evening.